When one of your customers texts you and tells you they've got a lovely, gentle giant of a bull to trim, you know you're in for a bad day. Here in southwest Scotland, we love sarcasm, but this bull has a seriously sore foot for us to try to help. You're watching the Hoof GP.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you. Hey, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now.
Morning. Yes, you did spot me making a cup of tea. I'm trying to cut down on coffee. Right, onward to this bull. Wow, for a change, the sun is actually shining. If you've been watching the sheep game, you'll know that it has been torrential rain here for the past month or so, and lambing for everyone around the UK has been horrendous. Right, to the pickup. Oh, you never really know what's going to happen during the day when someone texts you, joking aside, that they have a big gentle bull to trim. Like I said, sarcasm is big here in southwest Scotland, so puts the willies up you. Not in that way, but like makes you nervous is what I mean. Right, let's go. Yeah, Jack said to me, he said, we've got this massive, big, gentle bull that you'll love trimming. Which doesn't sound exactly good, does it?
I don't think he's telling the truth, to be fair.
No, I don't think he's telling the truth, to be fair either, Craig. There should be about 20 cows or so though, so it shouldn't take long as it's getting the bulls in and out that's the bother, isn't it?
Yep.
You just want them in and out as quickly as possible. And you don't want them to shake it all about, do you?
No.
What about if they do the hokey cokey though?
And turn around.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about.
If their knees bending in, their arms go rah rah rah. That's just the feeling.
On the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two.
It's only a very short but a very beautiful drive to our work today. This farm is nestled near Bladnich on the shores of Wigtown Bay. The drive is just long enough for us to finish our coffee and discuss the challenges that may or may not lay ahead.
Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair.
Once we've arrived on any farm, all chit-chat pretty much comes to a stop. We all know our jobs and we all know our places. All we want to do is get the crush unloaded, get it set up, get the cows up the race and start trimming. And today is no different from any other.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand?
Okay, so it turns out we have got 22 cows to do, and one big bad bully standing over there waiting for us patiently. He actually doesn't look that bad, but looks can be deceptive. Right, we need to trim these 22 cows, which actually don't look like they have all that much wrong with them. Sometimes I forget a word. And then we'll get on to bully.
Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're mine, take it to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other.
And just like that, this rope is about to snap, so we need to stop quickly and change it over. All we do is cut the old one off, cut it out of the knot here. Just like that. Grab a new bit of rope. Usually we put on enough rope that we can just cut it without actually having to change it, but that rope's obviously been on for quite some time. We burn the end of the rope so that it doesn't fray over time. Bit of blue roll and pull the end off it. Seriously, come on, it's a family show. and we tie it like this. I don't know if this knot has a name, but it's the one that we use because it self-tightens. I've got a feeling it's called a half hitch actually, but I could be completely wrong. Right, and all we do is thread this up through here. We tie a knot in it about here, and then feed it up through here, through the little hole, back down, pull it tight, tie a knot in this end, and cut this little tail off, and that should be it, changed over. That should last us a good couple of months. Like I say, usually when it runs out you can just cut the end off and move this up a little bit, but that last rope was a bit short. Right, back to trimming. Right, just slow that down a little bit, rewind a little bit. That cow went in like an absolute bullet, but because she went in so quickly, I slightly missed her head. Didn't realise, lifted her up, and she still had her head out. Luckily, crisis averted.
Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine.
Right, so this is how we get through cows really quickly. Their feet are really, really good. This is exactly what we've been trimming this morning. 23 cows, their feet just like this one.
So before we even start, I think it's fairly fair to say that there doesn't look like there's anything really wrong with this cow's foot. We just removed around 10mm from the tip of her toes, meaning that this outer claw, the one that I'm just about to start working on, is slightly higher than the inside claw, meaning that her foot is imbalanced, and that is the absolute core of a hoof trimmer's job, to return balance to a cow's foot. They used to refer to cow's hoof trimming as foot pairing, in other words making sure that both of the claws were the same, so that the weight was balanced evenly between the two digits. And that is no different to what we're doing today. We're just making sure there are no imperfections and that the weight is as evenly distributed right across the whole entire foot of a cow's hoof as evenly as we possibly can. What I'm doing right now is called modelling out the sole. Inside the hoof capsule itself is a bone called P3 or the pedal bone, and roughly speaking it's the same shape as the hoof capsule itself, but it has a little projection sticking downwards in this area, which is why we do this, to protect the corium above.
You see what I mean? All we're doing is the very definition of routine hoof trimming. We're just making sure that their feet are completely balanced and that there's nothing wrong, and then we can let them go. Except in this little lady's case, she is bait. So now it's time to attempt to get this bull into the crush. From here, doesn't look too bad, but we'll see. Right, we're going to leave this cow in the crush. We're going to open the back door up so that Bully Boy, when he comes up the race, if we can get him that far, sees the bait, the girl in the crush, and hopefully makes a run for it up the race, and then it should be nice and easy. Fingers crossed. So we need to try to figure out how to get this bull into the crush. It's not a simple operation because all of this stuff around us, all these gates, is new to him, so he'll not want to do what we want him to do. I think bringing him through this gate into this pen and then round the top up the race like we did with the cows is probably our best bet, because this is a nice wide opening, so we need him to understand where he needs to go. Usually the biggest problem with bulls or cows or anything in particular like that is they're not quite sure where they should be going, or where the exit is, if you like. So we need to make the exit, well, he thinks it's the exit, as clear as possible for him. So we need to make the exit as obvious as possible, so I'm opening the end gate so that when he comes to the end of the pen he's like, ah, way out, way out, and he comes this way. If I opened a gate halfway up, he might just run past it. So here he'll come to the end of the pen, look for a way out, he'll see this and hopefully come in. Now I'm grabbing a stick, yes, a stick to smack him with. But hopefully I'm not going to smack him because I really don't want to. But I also don't want to get close enough to him to pat him on the bum with my hand. So I'll use the stick instead. It's just an extension of my hand. Right. Graham, if he like kills me or something, keep rolling, yeah?
Okay.
Just try and get the video monetized if you can and give it to my kids.
That'll do.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. So see how he's throwing his head up every time he stands on the ground with his front left foot? Watch, you'll just see in a wee second. So every time he steps, every time he steps on his front left foot, he's throwing his head up. By throwing his head up, he gets the weight away from that foot, so it's his front left foot that he's throwing on. Hey! Hey! Get on! Get! Come on. The trouble is, it's really slippy in here. So if I try to run away from him, go on! Hey! 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 Go on! Get on! Get! Hey! Hey! Go on, boy! Go on! Get on! Craig, hold this. Quick, quick. Yep. You're my fella. You see him, he thinks the slats are a big hole in the ground, so that's why he hesitated there and jumped over them. Go, go. That's it, go on. Go on, that's a boy. That's a boy. That's a boy. That's it, go, go, go. You see again, slats, he thinks he needs to jump them. The total honest reason I'm going in and chasing him and Craig isn't is because I would prefer it for me to get hurt than for Craig to get hurt. Although, in an ideal world, maybe neither of us would get hurt. I think we'll be alright. Turn, turn. Go on, boy. Go on, boy. Go on, boy. That's it. That's it. That's it. Pass it. Go. So we're fine. We're totally fine. I thought we would be fine, but you just never know with bulls. I am not one of these people who's going to front up and pretend I'm not scared of bulls. I'm not scared of them, but I am very cautious of them. Right, come on, boy. Keep going. Oh, you going that out. Unfortunately, our cow's managed to get out of the crush. She's seen the way. Right, let's get him in. Sometimes when you're on farms and bulls are really wild, all of the guys who work here hide round the corner while you get them in. Case in point.
And just to be absolutely clear, I am, of course, completely joking. These guys have been up since 3 or 4 this morning milking the cows that we've just trimmed, so they were enjoying a well-deserved breakfast. Right, now that we've got him in the air, yes, we are starting on his front left foot. That's because this is his problem foot, and bulls can create a huge amount of havoc in a very short amount of time, so we want to start on the problem foot just in case things go wrong.
So he's actually got quite a few stones stuck in there, as you can see, being flicked out. Great, starting to slip down. Trimming bulls is just a nightmare. They just do everything they can to cause problems.
Because the shoulders on a bull like this can be so colossally huge, sometimes they can end up slipping forward on the belly band and end up kneeling down and leaning into the head gate, creating a real danger for him and for me.
Just going to investigate this.
I need to focus on this problem and think this white line issue here could be the focus of all of his pain. However, my focus is currently split. I've got one eye on him leaning on the headgate, worrying if he's going to hurt himself, and the other eye on the problem in hand and trying to understand what exactly is wrong with his foot.
Alright, so we're going to need to put him back down because he's slipping forward and looks uncomfortable. Yeah, drop back both his back feet, yeah.
I've decided to completely reset. I need to get him back up on his feet, standing upright, not leaning on my headgate, then lift all of his feet to make sure they are safe and secure. It's a constant battle in my mind to decide whether I should lift all 4 feet.
Right, so none of his feet are good.
Or lift just 2 of them.
I really thought I was going to find something more substantial here though. Oh, wait a minute. I was sure it was this foot.
Everyone round about me seems to think he was sore on his front right foot. I think otherwise.
Hoof test us, please. Really struggling to decide what the problem is here. I think it could actually be this foot, this little dot. Oh. We definitely got a reaction there, so I'm going to continue here and hopefully find how deep this little hole goes. I think this is going to look like nothing, but I'm pretty certain this is the problem. Oh, look. Yeah, look. He's rocking the whole crush. I'm not sure if it's the camera's picking it up or not. And that is definitely not a problem there. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to fill this up with glue, because then there'll be a really hard spot in there and that would cause a problem when I'm fairly sure this is the issue. But I do need to check that a little bit. This isn't good. This white line problem goes further up into his foot than I thought it would.
This is really turning out to be a very messy and horrible trim. Something I absolutely hate to see.
Okay, a horseshoe won't fit this guy properly, so the problem here, there's definitely a problem here, so we can't put a block on here and we can't put a block on here. So it's time for a bit of ingenuity.
I'm going to attempt to create 2 entire blocks out of glue alone, because I don't have a block that would shape around the problem areas. I definitely don't want to cause any more problems. However, he's doing a lot of that all by himself, and yet again slips forward on that belly band and leans against my head gate. This can create a pinch point on the radial nerve and effectively completely paralyse their front legs, something I obviously need to avoid. We've got him back on his feet for now, and I want to work as quickly as I can to get the blocks onto his feet. But yet again, down he goes. So down we go to get him back up on his feet and make sure that he's not damaging himself against that headgate. He kicks out, narrowly missing me and sending my knife flying, whilst also bending the crush.
The fish bursts. Well, this is a first, isn't it? He's bent it right round. I cannot let it up. I'm really struggling. Every time we put him down, his feet gets dirty. So we can't glue it, but we can't keep trimming bits off just to get some glue on. So instead of putting a block on, I'm just going to put glue on. I'm going to avoid the sore bits. I'm just going to, because this glue sets so quickly, I can go back over it and build it up. At least that is the idea. If he doesn't start trying to hang himself again. You don't normally see me getting frustrated, but these bulls are so big they can hurt themselves so easily. And if they just stand still for a couple of minutes, the whole thing is over and done with no real fuss. This is a very expensive block. You can see I'm just going over both sides and emptying the whole tube. And now if you come down sideways, you can see how much this is actually sticking up above the foot now. So we'll just have to wait a wee second for this to cure, and then we'll flatten off the bottom so you can walk on it properly.
The idea is that the amount of glue that I put on will raise up the good parts of his feet, and therefore focus and concentrate all of the energy from him walking through those parts of his feet, rather than the areas which are causing him pain. These blocks are very difficult to keep on Bull's feet though, so I'm not sure if they'll last. Although these problems seem fairly insignificant to us bystanders, if you weighed 900 kilos or around 2,000 pounds, they would be a massive hindrance to your every step. We quickly try to trim the other 3 feet before he becomes antagonised yet again, and we have more issues to deal with. These back feet, although not looking beautiful, are actually perfectly functional, other than a few little cracks and a bit of bruising, which will be overcome by the soft ground that he's going to be walking on straight after this trim is completed.
I'm actually going to leave that because I don't think he's lame on it. You need to leave as much surface area as you can on a bull's foot because of the colossal weight that they've got to lug around.
We're working as quickly as we possibly can. We really genuinely do want this bull out of the crush as quickly as we possibly can. This crush is fantastically well designed for bulls and cows alike, but any bovine can hurt themselves in almost any situation.
Just going to take that little crack there out because I worry that stones will get up in there and exacerbate or make the problem much worse.
Because he's so sore on that front left foot, I didn't realise that he must be feeling a little pain through this back right foot, so it's a good opportunity to fix it.
The problem is already bad, look, it's going right up into his white line. Okay, can you get a block ready yet, please?
A big floating one.
Yep. You can maybe hear the, not panic, but sense of urgency in my voice. I do not want this bull in the crush any longer.
Wow, I am really beginning to sound like a broken record when it comes to wanting this bull out of the crush. We are starting to make real progress, but this foot has slowed us right down. I hadn't anticipated any more problems because of how sore that front left foot was. This white line defect tracked all the way up through his white line and bursts out almost at the coronet. This was definitely causing him pain, and he is in real need of this block. However, this back right foot isn't the one that's causing the concern. The front right foot actually had some major problems that Craig dealt with just a few weeks ago.
Great, he's actually, while we're doing this, we need to trim his front right foot as well, but he's put that out the front of the crush now, so we're going to end up having to drop him yet again to fix it. Okay, lovely. So a rather unconventional block here, but it will do the job, hopefully getting this weight off the sore areas, but it won't work perfectly because each claw will be swollen inside.
Right, time to deal with the next issue, getting his foot back into the crush.
Get it? Yep.
Stuck on it.
Smile the belly button.
A few years ago I was headbutted by a bull in the face and broke my nose and eye socket in multiple places, so I'm slightly hesitant to get too close.
Go. No. Don't let off.
And finally, with a bit of teamwork, a little bit of luck and a lot of ingenuity, we get his foot back up into the crush and lifted into the air. This is the foot that Craigie Boy trimmed by himself just 4 or 5 weeks ago on one of my days off. He had a crack running right up the dorsal or frontal wall of this foot. That crack and the remnants of it are still there, but his foot is no longer painful, meaning Craigie Boy did an absolutely fantastic job.
It's a bit rough and ready because I'm trying to trim him as quickly as I can, but there is nothing wrong with this foot at all. Remember that thing I told you about, the guy at the farm texted me that he had a lovely gentle bull to trim? It's that guy. To be honest, he's calmed down now, so yeah, I still want him out of the crush, but he has calmed down a lot. Just keep our fingers crossed that he doesn't destroy the crush. Oh. I'm trying to say, we'll just keep our fingers crossed that he doesn't destroy the pickup as a cherry on top when he leaves the crush.
It's maybe been a difficult, frustrating and possibly hazardous task trimming this big guy's feet, but we have got the job done in the finish up. We've got 2 blocks on his front left foot, the one causing all of the pain, and a large wooden block on that back right foot. So once he's had a little time to try and loosen off from being in the crush all that time, hopefully he'll be feeling much better than he was before we saw him. For now, it's back to his straw pen for him before heading out to the green grass, which he calls home.
You can see how slowly he's walking and he's all stiff and sore. Bulls are not made to have their legs all cranked up and lifted up and their belly heightened and then the crush dropped and lifted back up, their legs lifted up and the crush dropped, and they never walk fantastically when they're out of a crush. Jack is gonna make sure this bull gets a huge shot of anti-inflammatory drugs to take down the swelling in that front left foot, and that'll really, really help him. I'm hoping the block does its job, but he's on a straw-bedded pen and that will help massively. Anyway, that's it from a very tired, sweaty, and defrustrated Hoof GP.